Hey, what's up, guys? My name's Render. Thank you for stopping by the first Ascendant. Sorry, this video is going to be very unprofessional because I'm not going to edit the video. I don't have that much time. I get ready for work, but there's a lot of questions people have, and there's a lot of things people don't understand about the video. So, without further ado, I'm just going to dive straight into it. I'm going to quickly tell you everything, essentially, majority of the things you need to know about the game. Some things that's really going to help you skyrocket up in your gameplay immediately, right? No BS. I probably have the most hours in this game than anyone else. No bullshit, because of how much I know this game since launch. I have about approximately somewhere around roughly over, we'll say 2 days worth of hours or 3 days of hours. It's pretty bad, right? I did nonstop 20 hours. Anyways, enough about that. So when starting the first Ascendant, we're gonna just, and right off rip, I'm gonna tell you right now, just immediately do your campaign. Immediately just jump straight in, do your campaign. I don't care if you're playing with your friends, right? It's totally cool that you're playing with your friends, but immediately jump in, do your campaign, because the most important thing about your campaign is, for one, the fact that you are going to get cool weapons like the Thunder Cage here. The Thunder Cage is absolutely phenomenal. It's probably one of the best guns to get inside the game. I won't say it's the best gun in the game, but doing your campaign early on, you're going to get access to a lot of things very quickly, like the Thunder Cage, for example. Basically, at a guaranteed rate, you're going to get characters like Bunny, for example. Bunny's also a guaranteed character. She is sensational, phenomenal, right? Nexon Games really knew what they were doing when they made Bunny. I know it might seem kind of basic to see all these bunnies running around, and you might be thinking to yourself, well, these other characters seem cool. They are really cool. The reason why Bunny is good, especially for early game players, I'm not going to go fully in detail yet. I'll say that for future videos when I'm breaking down builds, character guides, all that stuff, because I plan on going hard in the paint for Nexon, right? Like, I really like this game a lot. So we'll say that for a future video. But in quick, short, simple, Bunny is a sensational character for in-game and early game and mid-game. So no matter what, she's a low investment character with high reward. You will never go wrong with playing Bunny. That's the great thing about Bunny. She's just so versatile, and she works in almost any to all situations. So that's all you need to know about Bunny. She's great, phenomenal, right? And that's why she's probably one of the most popular characters in the game. But anyways, back to the things you need to know. So, some important aspects is, so as you probably know, people compare this game to Warframe, Destiny, Outriders, even The Division. So, the way I describe the first Ascendant, it's jack of all trades, master of none. It pulls from all the different games that you may love or have loved if you're coming from different looter shooters such as Destiny, Warframe, and Division, right? And if you are someone who's kind of like into Outriders thing, I think the gunplay kind of feels like Outriders a little bit with a mix of the abilities, the kind of abilities. So, coming here, right off rip, the most important thing, when you craft your Thunder Cage in the beginning, this is what confuses a lot of players, they tend to leave their weapon at level 1. They're like, the Thunder Cage looks like it sucks. How do I make it better, right? Why do people keep saying the Thunder Cage is great? If you grab a gun, for example, right now all my stuff is like level 186. Let's say you get like a level 1 weapon and you want to make the weapon stronger. So say I had this level 86. I'm going to click my level 86 weapon here. This is very important right off rip when farming stuff. And you found a gun that you like, which is very important. Find a gun you like first before you start doing this. Mind you, it's really easy to do. The resource management of this is absolutely sensational. Like, it's great. Find a weapon that you really like. Immediately, when you get a weapon that you like, say you get like a blue rarity weapon that you know you're not going to use because it don't contain certain passives that you like for example, this one says bonus firearm attack versus order of troop, hip fire accuracy, recoil, all that stuff. Good thing you can re-roll it. You're going to immediately just grab your blue, throw it straight into like whatever weapon you want. I don't have a blue right here, for example, but yeah, so we're just going to grab like a weapon like this one, and it's going to skyrocket up my level 86 to a level 95. Now, the most important thing to know is that whatever stats or passive is on this gun that you plan on infusing does not matter. It doesn't matter whatsoever. They don't even care about the rarity. You only care about the level, right? So just infuse your level into the level of the gun that you want. That's it. That's it. And literally right there, right off rip, you automatically up your damage. So if you have a gun you like and you really want to get into, or you have cool passes, you can do that. A cool thing First Ascendant does that I love the most is, say you have like multiple of the same guns, like this one for example. I have back-to-back ones. If you don't feel like re-rolling your stats and everything like that, you could just go with the weapon that has the better stats, right? And then just upgrade that. Upgrade the weapon with the better substats. And again, just 5 extra damage, just right off rip. So getting right into the modules, talk about 5x in damages. 5x in damage is very, very important. A lot of players from start of the game have been struggling. Again, I put in numerous amounts of hours into this game. I was already done with majority of the content while people were still in the very beginning of the game. No bullshit. You can find me over at twitch.tv/renderp. That's where I spend most of my time at if you guys ever want to hang out, talk, or ask me any questions live in game. So going straight in again, modules. This is very important. So I'm throwing a lot of information at you, and I'm sorry. I'm trying to make this super quick, and I'll make a better video later. I just really want to get this out here again. So looking at the weapon DPS, the main thing you're going to see is my main DPS is 85,438. Ignore that number. That number is not important, right? That is a false number, I will say. The reason why that number is considered false is because when you get into modding, the Warframe aspect of the First Ascendant, this is the actual overall damage that you want to look at. So you saw 84,000. This is 243,000. That is insane, right? Mind you, my mods aren't maxed out. I need to max my mods out. I also got to get some other mods and tweak it around. This is the build I'm running right now, my Thunder Cage. My Thunder Cage shreds, it rips, it's amazing. So modding is going to be really important. The main things I would prioritize on weapons overall for raw damage, the most important mods for an early game player is probably going to be your rifling reinforcement. Hands down, you get it super early in the game. Level that up always, no matter what. No matter what weapon you're using, I'll level that up immediately. It's going to benefit you, and don't be afraid to level up blue mods. Blue mods in this game are actually better than some of the purple mods. Some purple mods, I'll admit, they don't really have too much of a benefit, but luckily you can stack them, right? So definitely upgrade your blue mods. They'll give better base stats overall compared to a purple variation of them that have similar stats, except for like a small few. There are some that are like significantly better, hands down. Okay, so anyways, yeah, so rifling reinforcement, instantly level up when you get it, to increase your damage overall. You don't need to worry about the elemental effects on weapons too much. Elemental effects are great, but hear me out. Elemental effects, you'll probably notice if your gun isn't doing a lot of damage, the elemental effect isn't a lot of damage. They don't really give a lot of boost, like 8% of the firearm attack. So if you really want to make your firearm strong, prioritize the overall firearm attack and its fire rate up. That'll increase your DPS and stuff like that. So I'll level up your fire rate up if you have this. To increase your fire rate. If you have mods that increase your reload speed, I would also do that, because the less time you spend reloading, the more time you spend pumping out damage, especially when a lot of things are timed to kill things. So you'll see your DPS number go up as well. Again, if you put on a reload timer, and you might be like, that doesn't make any sense, but again, it kind of does. Critical hit and critical damage, very, very, very important. I'm not gonna lie to you, I think critical hit rate you get early game or is crit damage. One of them you get early game, I think around somewhere like late early or early mid game, something like that, you'll probably get the other one. So you probably won't see these mods off rip as a new player, but if you are someone who fortunately has both, right, and you just didn't know about it, I would throw these mods on. Crit rate and crit damage is automatically a good damage booster. Now, when you put this on, it doesn't actually showcase it immediately that you have said buffs instantly, but just know, obviously, every time you crit, you're going to do more crit damage, and if you're doubling your damage, obviously that's a good thing, right? That's more DPS. So again, you don't really see this number, right? Like, this number is actually probably higher than what it is when I'm actually critting. and that's the most important thing. So you want to just keep buffing your crit rate. So I would max these mods out as well when you get the chance. That's very important. So prioritize that. Okay, getting off the modding aspect of things. As far as characters go, well, Render, what characters do you think I should play, or what characters should I get? Honestly, I'm gonna say that for another video. There's a lot to these characters, to the First Ascendants, or the Descendants in general, when it comes to what character as an early game player you should play. And again, I'm super sorry that this video isn't super crazy informative for a lot of people. You probably still got more questions. I just wanted to hit the nail in the coffin on the most important aspect, such as getting your guns up. Your guns is the most important thing, right? A lot of people tend to forget their weapons because they're so focused on getting their characters or leveling up their characters, and they still don't know how to level up their characters, right? So then they lack damage when getting to things like the Colossi. Like the Void Intercept battles, for example. And you find people getting hard stuck like very early game, like whether it be Executioner, Dead Bride, Devourer, and stuff like that, because they are lacking damage. And then they have excuses like, oh, I'm using a non-damaged character. And it's like, listen, if you come to my stream, we don't use that excuse here. I will change you. I will make you a DPS god no matter what character you're playing, right? You will become the damage king or queen that you are. Okay, so so yeah, so you want to prioritize your weapons, hands down. Weapon priority is very important because that's going to be the main thing you're going to spend the time with. And then obviously when you come into Descendants, this is where you enhance your modules to make your modules stronger. So come to homie over here, and you're going to level up your mods. Now depending on what Descendant you're using, that is going to prioritize what mods you throw onto your character. And if you click weapons, it'll automatically showcase the weapons you have on your current equipped weapon. You don't have to go and look for the individual mod, and you can just level it up straight away. And you can see how much of your mod capacity that it's eating. I'm sorry, I had a hiccup. My last and final thing I'll say before I go, again, I'm super sorry. I have work, so I can't make a proper video, but I just really want to shoot this out. Going to your character, if you hover over their skills, right, this is very important for people to know as a new player. What mods should I prioritize on my current character, is what you're probably thinking, and we're going to jump into that. So if you hover over the character's abilities, you'll see underneath the preview image, you'll see non-attribute, singular, frenzied, and all that stuff. Like the frenzied is the name of my ability. I just said it because I'm stupid right now, but the two attributes right there showcases what mods is affected, what will affect my ability, right? So that should be my priority. Is it a singular base attack? Is it a non-attribute base attack? What should I look for? Instantly, that right off rip is what I would prioritize, right? So if you have mods that boost any of those kind of abilities that you're looking for, that's what you're going to focus on inside your kit. In First Ascendant, there are character mods that will change the way a character plays out. Like they have unique things. A good example of this I'll showcase is Bunny, because again, Bunny is probably one of the easiest characters to get up and running in First Ascendant, and you get a lot of her stuff early game. So I'm gonna switch to my Bunny real quick, and ignore my Bunny build. This isn't a perfect build at all, right? This Bunny build I have on, I made her super cracked, and I just left it alone. This build is technically early game. I'm using a lot of early game stuff. I didn't want to maximize my Bunny just yet until I got Ultimate Bunny, so I will actually clean her up. But my Bunny is very, very, very strong. Let me tell you, she does over 200 something thousand a hit with her AoE. It's nasty, right? And then my Bunny nuke does over 1 million damage. So going over here, so Bunny, as you can see, electric and stuff like that, she has a unique ability with her mod called Electric Condense. This essentially changes my 4. So when I use this ability, I'm using, I would focus things like fusion. I would put like a fusion mod on or something like that, or look for fusion substat bonuses on my reactor. And your reactor is the last thing I'll also talk about too. Right now, I'll be honest, early game, you probably hear a lot of in-game people talking about it. Maybe, well, not a lot of in-game, there's not a lot of in-game players. Reactor, don't worry too much about it. I'll tell you why I wouldn't focus on your reactor right off rip. But lightning emission and all that stuff, singular, and fusion. So if I use fusion mods, if I stack both fusion mods and singular mods, I would be buffing her bunny bomb or thrill bomb, and I'll be buffing her electric condense. Whereas if I wanted to use her AoE, I would use singular damage because that would make that even stronger. I am not using singular damage in this build, and you're probably asking why. And again, I'll explain that in a future video, or you can just ask me on Twitch TV when I go live later tonight after work. But going off of that now, reactors. I really hope Nexon gives us the ability to snapshot reactors to certain descendants, because this sucks, right? I have all these different reactors here, Nexon, and we desperately need this cleaned up. But unfortunately, every time I switch a descendant, I have to change a reactor, so I favored all these different reactors so I know which one I'm looking for. And reactors have passes and substats. We're going to quickly get into that, whether it be a fusion skill bonus ratio or dimension scale power boost ratio, all that stuff. And then you want to look at the overall number. So skill power when equipped is what you see down there, down at the bottom. You'll see like 14,000, 11,000, 160. So if I look for a reactor, this is how I start off end game, or early game, not end game, early game. I wouldn't care too much for all the other crazy stuff, because you're going to get better stuff once you beat the whole campaign and can start going end game. If you're prioritizing ability and stuff like that, I would just slap on whatever just automatically increases your damage numbers significantly. Like that reactor would be the reactor I use. So I would just hover over here, see, okay, what's better for my bunny? This one's better for my bunny. I have all the bonuses here, and it has cool bonuses. Electric skill power bonus, singular skill power bonus, right? It's perfect for bunny because obviously it's a tingling singular reactor. So this is sensational for her. Let me lock that in. I'd put this on, boom. And as you saw, all the green stat increases, my bunny went up. It was just that simple. And then I can optimize it even further by actually running a machine gun weapon class, and that'll also up those numbers higher. But I'm not gonna do that. So yeah, definitely do that in the first ascendant when you are playing. Is just look for a reactor that boosts whatever stats you're looking for. Preferably all of them, right? Preferably all of them. Usually the reactor of the elemental type of the character that you're using, or attribute type I should say, is going to be the one that just massively increases all of them. But you will sometimes find reactors outside of your element that will just overall boost the overall skill threshold of the character. So early game, I wouldn't put too much thought into it, because we're trying to save as much resources as possible. And trust me, you will do just enough damage as if off rip, right? You don't have to be like this crazy mid-maxer. Don't worry about it. You are going to prioritize your weapon, because your weapon is very important for damage, and your abilities just help, right? So yeah, if you like the tip, if you like the videos I'm giving, or I plan on providing and everything like that, please make sure you leave a like and comment on the video. I will get back to everyone as fast as possible. I am truly sorry again that this video wasn't professional. I just really needed to get this out there really quickly and just tackle that. I will do a cleanup video very soon, most likely, breaking down every tip again, but in more detail and at a professional rate and all that stuff, yada yada yada. And most importantly, characters. Right now we have ultimate characters in the game, and people are probably wondering, which ultimate character should I get if I get an ultimate character? Or which one should I farm for? Who's good, who's not good? All that good stuff, right? And I will do my best to explain that in detail as well, and my thoughts on each descendant, what descendants are great, what they're good at, and how to play them. So yeah, follow me over at twitch.tv/renderpd. Love you guys. Have a good night.